President Samia attends SADC Organ Troika Summit. Nation continues to excel.
And we are delighted to see that this market has the potential to grow to ensure that production can be sustained.
Good evening, I am Faida Ngaga. You can also follow us live via our YouTube channel, TBC Online. Also, get all the latest news, TBC Online. Has attended the meeting of heads of state and governments of Southern African Development Community Organ Troika Summit held in Harare, Zimbabwe. The meeting comes a day before Summit of Heads of State and Governments of SADC starts tomorrow. President Samia Suluhu Hassan of Tanzania is set to officially take over from President Hakainde Hichilema of Zambia as the chairperson of the Organ on Politics, Defense and Security at the 44th SADC Summit. And here, Dr. Ellen Otaro, who is a political science analyst, shares her insight on President Samia's poised leadership role within the SADC organ.
Mama Samia Suluhu Hassan is a perfect leader in today's generation and in today's era for several factors. I'll just mention a few. Okay. Number one is that she is a female president of a peaceful country that continues to be peaceful and continues to grow in development. That is an exemplary fact. Number two, she is a mother figure. And when we're looking at any peace activities worldwide, it is very important to go through the 4 R's that she's going through: the reconciliation, the rebuilding, those kind of things. Yes. And that is very important. And the fact that she's putting that forward in her own country, it is just perfect to extend it to the SADC states, because we are one. We cannot live in isolation. No one country is in isolation. We are together and we need each other.
President Nangolo Mbumba of Namibia is set to underscore the importance of peace and stability in the Southern African Development Community SADC region during his first address at the 44th Ordinary Summit. The summit that will take place tomorrow and Sunday in Harare, Zimbabwe, will see regional leaders gather to discuss key issues. Here are more details.
The President will, of course, emphasize the primacy of peace and stability for development in the region. Namibia has been a constructive player in the development and stability of the region. Not so long ago, President Geingob chaired the SADC and also chaired the SADC organ. Namibia is an outgoing outgoing chairperson of the SADC organ, and in that vein, Namibia will also participate in the Organ Troika Summit on Friday, and I must also say that President Mbumba will, of course, express concern about developments in Eastern DRC, because the President believes that without peace in the DRC, the aspirations and goals of SADC as espoused in its objectives cannot be met fully.
The Organ Troika will deliberate on progress report on the SADC mission in the Eastern DRC that was deployed in December last year. The regional force is working alongside the Congolese army in fighting the armed groups that have been causing havoc in the Eastern DRC. Other discussions of the Organ Troika include the implementation of the drawdown and withdrawal plan of the SADC mission in Mozambique. The drawdown and withdrawal plan was expected to be finalized by the 15th of July 2024, but concerns still linger owing to the increased attacks by the terrorist groups since the beginning of the year. Furthermore, The SADC leaders would also review progress on the implementation of the priorities in the SADC Regional Indicative Strategic Development Plan. The plan, which lapses in 7 years' time, aims to drive the region forward to middle to high-income industrialized region and further draws impetus from the overall integration agenda. Zimbabwe takes over the rotational chairship under the theme Promoting Innovation to Unlock Opportunities for Sustained Economic Growth and Development towards an Industrialized SADC.
The High Commissioner of India to Tanzania, Bishwadip Dey, says he has put in place sustainable strategies to improve relations between Tanzania and India through special programs to increase knowledge on information and communication technology. Ambassador Dey made the remarks during the celebrations of 78th anniversary of Indian independence, which was held in Dar es Salaam. Peter Mganga reports.
It is 78 years since India got its independence. India's independence celebrations were held at the Indian Culture Center in Dar es Salaam and attended by various government officials and citizens of India. Speaking at the occasion, High Commissioner of India to Tanzania, Bishwadip Dey, explains how he has planned to exchange experience with Tanzania in information communication technology.
We continue to share our expertise with our Tanzanian friends through our ICCR and ITEC programs. As I embark on my duty, I intend to travel across various regions of Tanzania with plans to engage more proactively with the local communities to bring the Indian High Commission closer to Tanzanian people outside Dar es Salaam. We have decided to organize 6 consular camps across the country every year. The first consular camp shall be organized in Tanga in September, followed by Arusha, Mwanza, Dodoma, Morogoro, Shinyanga every alternate month.
On the other hand, some Indians who are living in Tanzania promised to strengthen their relations with Tanzanians while praising the hospitality of Tanzanians.
It was really great. We are really thankful for all Tanzanians who supports us, helped us to grow here after coming in Tanzania, and it's really a pleasure to be here.
The relationship between Tanzania and India, it's quite a deep friendship. It is to the level of politics also, and growth. For growth, we are related together, and it's quite a good bonding. So happy to be here in Tanzania for Indian Independence Day.
Tanzanians are very friendly. We people are also very friendly. So we love to be friendly with them. And people are so good. And we love them so much.
Tanzania is such a place where I come very oftenly. And I don't feel like it's another country. Unfortunately, it's like a home. It's a home only for me in Tanzania.
Reporting from Indian Culture Center in Dar es Salaam, Peter Mganga, TBC News.
Tanzania and Pakistan's bilateral trade is projected to cross over 1 trillion shillings in the next 2 years, being an increase of 25% attributed to positive business partnership between the two countries. Pakistan High Commissioner to Tanzania, Siraj Ahmad Khan, made the remarks in Dar es Salaam while commemorating 78 years of Pakistan's independence. He says since its independence, Pakistan has built enduring partnerships with many countries across the globe, including Tanzania.
So we are celebrating 78th Independence Day of Pakistan. And this day we celebrate every year to celebrate our birth, our independence, to remember the sacrifices made by our founder and forefathers, and also to reiterate our resolve to build Pakistan into a prosperous, developed and modern country. So I just want to thank the Welfare Association of Pakistan and all Pakistanis who have come here to organize this wonderful event.
Khan says since Pakistan and Tanzania established diplomatic relations, they enjoy good and friendly relations. Now let's fly to Uganda, whereby East African electric automobile industry has got a boost following the launch of E-Mobility Expo 2024 in Jinja, Uganda. The endogenous innovation signals a new platform of business and trade ties that can finally benefit all East African states. My colleague Nasa Kingu is there, and he joins us with the Chief Executive Officer of Uganda Indigenous Electric Vehicle Company, Kira Motors, Paul Musasizi.
Thank you very much, Faida Ngaga. I'm here in Jinja in Uganda to eyewitness the E-Mobility Expo 2024. And joining me is the Chief Executive Officer of Kira Motors, which is the first company to manufacture electric cars here in Africa. Chief Executive Officer, first of all, congratulations on this huge project.
Thank you. We give all the glory to God.
Definitely. It's a huge project where you have started since 2007, where the idea started, to where you have reached today. Where do you think you're putting Uganda, the East Africa, and the whole Africa on the map of the world?
Certainly, we are intentional about positioning Uganda as a net source of mobility solutions on the African continent. The African mobility market opportunity in 2021 stood at 2.7 million vehicles bought annually. And we see this is projected to grow to over 58 million vehicles bought annually on the African continent. And the studies that have been done show that actually Africa will continue to be the only market that will be growing in terms of mobility solution, and therefore mobility-based industrialization could be the panacea to African economic transformation. And that is the vision we are speaking to, that if we are to be ready to be positioned to be serving the 58 million vehicle market in 2040, it is the time now to start. And we are the people to do it, and do it with the determination and the drive to make sure that it happens in real time, and position Africa as a continent that can benefit from the addition of value to our rich endowment of natural resources, and tapping into the vitality of our talent to drive Africa to a prosperous continent.
You're manufacturing a variety of vehicles, including huge buses, passenger buses, carrying up to 90 people. How has the market so far received the product?
Yeah, the market is responding very positively to our products along several models. We have the market which is responding on the pay and the drive. We have the market which is responding on the outright purchase of the vehicle. And we are delighted to see that this market has the potential to grow, to ensure that production can be sustained, not only for serving the domestic market in Uganda, but also reaching out and tapping into the opportunity for transporters, fleet owners across the African continent, which is really one of the continents that has a lot of endowment for some of the natural resources, attracting so many tourists. And these tourists, most of the time, use executive mass transit solutions across Africa, whether it is in Kenya, whether it is in Tanzania. And we see that these are going to be some of the business-to-business opportunities that we would like to tap into, on top of the business-to-government and the business-to-consumer opportunities available across the continent.
Some of the people might wonder how such a mega project can benefit, or it does benefit Ugandans, and can also benefit the rest of East Africa, as far as issues like employment and expertise are concerned.
Looking at this in the context of the East African community, it is time for us to work together to realize massive productivity projects. And this journey has already started. As you know, Uganda and Tanzania are working together on the East Africa crude oil pipeline. And we are seeing that a project like this is another one where we can work together to see that we do not only come together and integrate politically, but we have very practical steps in integrating the people and integrating the opportunity that the people of the East African community present.
Chief Executive Officer, thank you very much, and congratulations again.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.
That was my colleague Nasa Kingu in Jinja, Uganda. Let's take a look at the stories now. Some motorcycle riders in Morogoro town say that commencement of standard gauge railway (SGR) has increased a number of visitors in that town and hence increased their income. Speaking to TBC News, the motorcycle riders praised President Samia Suluhu Hassan for the SGR project.
Recently, we have been receiving many local tourists due to the presence of the SGR. We have noticed numerous economic changes since we are welcoming many guests from different countries who come to Morogoro.
The SGR route from Dar es Salaam to Dodoma was launched by President Samia Suluhu Hassan earlier this month. People living in Ulanga district in Morogoro region say that they are eagerly waiting to listen to Tanzania Broadcasting Corporation's broadcast. And here they elaborate the importance of listening to a public broadcaster.
It is an opportunity for us, the Mahenge residents, and for all citizens here in Mahenge. We are happy they have reached us. It is a big opportunity for us. Experience of sports news, especially for us sports fans. We used to miss out on various news pieces, especially the important ones. We thank the President of the United Tanzania and congratulate her for doing this. Listen to TBC. It is a station that values truth and accuracy. You will receive accurate news that will help you make good decisions.
The comments come as TBC technicians are working in Mahenge, erecting towers as a step towards improving TBC broadcasts in the area. In other news, society has been urged to leverage various technological opportunities in buildings so as to combat disasters, including fire hazards. Launching technology company Marink Systems, managing director of the company, Daniel Emmanuel, emphasizes the importance of using modern technologies in commercial and residential buildings that will detect early signs of fire hazards.
Eaton in Africa,
Eaton operates in almost 6 countries now. And for us, it's an opportune time to take advantage of this opportunity to combat fire disasters with more advanced technology that allow us to detect and prevent them from happening.
When we supply the equipment is supposed to help the people, to notify the people when there's fire. First, you detect. Once you may detect, then you can now go into firefighting.
Eastern Africa Regional Manager of Eaton, a company involved in manufacturing such devices, says the technology has been successfully used in developed countries.
Being in this country with our first partner in 1989, we have been associated with a few prestigious projects. Like the Bank of Tanzania, where we did the electrical bus bar risers and stuff. There are a number of UPS solutions, specifically in the banking segment, where we have been powering their networks. Now we want to take it a step further. And keeping in mind the Eaton philosophy of bringing the global technology or the global expertise with a local partner and a local support on the ground.
Now, before we wind up local news, let's have a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Do not miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Up next, international news. Now let's take a deep dive into the international news as compiled by Lulua Muhammad, read to you by Antonia Kivaria.
Thailand Parliament has picked Pintontang Shinawatra, the daughter of a billionaire tycoon and a former leader Thankhinsen, as a prime minister. At 37, she will be the country's youngest prime minister and the second woman in the post after her aunt Yingluck. Her selection comes just 2 days after a former prime minister was dismissed by a constitutional court. Pintontang faced a difficult task of reviving Thailand's stalled economy and avoid a military coup and a court intervention, which have deposed 4 previous administrators led by her party. The other 3, including her father, Thankhinsen, and her aunt Yingluck, were deposed by a military coup and a constitutional court rulings. Pakistan has confirmed at least 1 case of Mpox virus a day after Sweden confirmed an infection with a more easily spread, a deadlier variant linked to a recent outbreak in Africa. Pakistan's Ministry of Health said a statement on Friday is that the Mpox strain that has caused a confirmed case was not immediately known. Director of Public Health in the Northwestern Province, where a 34-year-old patient is being treated, said samples have been sent to Islamabad for genetic sequence to ascertain which variants of the virus and the patients contracted. On Thursday, Sweden announced it has discovered a more dangerous variant virus named Clade 1 in uninfected patients. The World Health Organization, WHO, has declared the Mpox outbreak in parts of Africa a public health emergency of international concern. A highly contagious disease, formerly known as monkeypox, has killed at least 450 people during an initial outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo. A typhoon has hit near southern coast of Japan, has caused flooding in thousands of people's homes. Strong wind estimated at the speed of 216 kilometers per hour have continued to fuel the typhoon. Flights have been suspended where about 100,000 passengers have been affected due to the typhoon.
That was international news as read to you by Antonia Kivaria. Sports news up next. And in sports news, Minister of Culture, Arts and Sports, Dr. Damas Ndumbaro, says Tanzania and India have agreed to work together to develop cricket and badminton games, aiming at Tanzania doing better in international tournaments. Dr. Ndumbaro told TBC News at the 78th anniversary of independence of India held in Dar es Salaam.
Moja ni cricket. Pili ni badminton.
Those 2 games are among the new 6 games that have been entered in the Olympics, so we are going to work together with India in those games in order to be competent at the maximum level.
Tunakwenda kushirikiana na Wahindi katika michezo yote ambayo wao wenzetu wako vizuri sana.
Tanzania and India are collaborating in the area of filmmaking and kabaddi, and now the next area will be cricket and badminton games. International Tennis Federation Technical Director Thierry Ntwali says the quality shown by the players in the semi-finals reflects the size of the tournament itself, especially tomorrow's finals. Ntwali told TBC News that this season's tournament has opened up many opportunities for players, especially in increasing their knowledge and how to participate in international competitions.
Actually, this 12 and under team competition is just a follow-up project that is coming to support our junior tennis initiative. As you might know, we have a development project that is going on in each of these nations, and the 12 and under become a reference to see who are the best players that are coming up from those projects. So at the moment, we are really enjoying the level of tennis that is being playing. That means those projects are doing well in the nation.
The finals of the Tennis Under-12 East African Championships will be held tomorrow at 3 a.m. in Gymkhana, with Kenya and Burundi having a strong chance to make it to top 2. In other sports news, Tanzania Chess Association Information Officer Musa Mangula says preparations for the Tanzania chess national team has already begun as they target to set a new record at the Olympiad International Championships, which will take place in Budapest, Hungary. Musa added that doing well for the national team in the tournament will boost the growth of the game in the country.
A chess association in its efforts to go to the Olympiads, chess Olympiads, which will be held in Hungary, Budapest.
Found the development of the chess game as quite interesting in its evolution to our company's evolution as well. Chess is an exciting sport. It engages people of all ages, and it has profound potential in supporting mental development and also strategic development. And we think this is an area that we can develop in going forward.
And that's it for sports news. But before we wind up, let's take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
Hello, dear viewers, and welcome for the next 24 weather forecast from Tata Meteorological Authority. My name is Rebecca William, and by starting with windy patterns, wind is expected to flow at a speed of 30 km per hour for Lake Victoria and Lake Nyasa, and at a speed of 40 km per hour for Lake Tanganyika together with the entire coast. And the state of the sea is expected to be rough. And Tata Meteorological Authority has issued an advisory of short period of strong winds reaching 40 km per hour for the entire coast. So precautive measures should be taken. And for tonight, we expect mild dry conditions and cool temperatures over most part of the country, with west minimum temperature of 9 at Njombe region. And for tomorrow, we expect Kagera together with the Geita region to feature as particular condition, thunderstorms over a few areas and sun periods. While for the Tanga together with Ngoja and Pemba ISOs, I expect to feature as particular condition, light rain showers over a few areas and sun periods. While for the rest part of the country, I expect to feature as particular condition and sun periods. Let us see next for this forecast from different cities and regions. Dar es Salaam on 19th and 21st, light rain is expected and minimum temperature is 20 degrees. Dodoma sun period is expected for the entire forecasting period and minimum temperature is 17 degrees. Mbeya sun period is expected for the entire forecasting period and minimum temperature is 8 degrees. Mwanza sun period is expected for the entire forecasting period and minimum temperature is 16 degrees. Kilimanjaro sun period is expected for the entire forecasting period and minimum temperature is 16 degrees. Morogoro sun period is expected for the entire forecasting period and minimum temperature is 20 degrees. Arusha sun period is expected for the entire forecasting period and minimum temperature is 16 degrees. From Tata Meteorological Authority, thank you and have a good night.
And on that note, we're ending our news bulletin for tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. I am Faida Ngaga. Good night.
Unaangalia TBC1, ukweli na uhakika.